load frequency control system, speed governor modeling, its operation and its mechanism, and also we will study about the single area system, like how to derive the various components of the speed governors modeling systems and also the entire LFC system, and finally we will derive the total block diagram of the load frequency control of single area system. So myself, Mr. K. A. Naidu, asking as assistant professor in Department of EEE. So in this lecture, we are going to understand the basic of load frequency control. What is a speed governor mechanism? So basically, in a power system, there is both active and reactive power demand, which will continuously change, and will continuously change due to the rising and falling load demand, and there is an essential to balance the voltage, to balance the power that is supplied and the power that is demand, to maintain the frequency and the voltage that is constant. So the input to the steam turbo generators is steam input, and for the hydro generators is water input. It must be continuously regulated and to match the active power demand, failing to which the machine speed will fall and consequent change in the frequency, which is highly desirable. So it is very important that we maintain the frequency constant throughout the operation of system for its stable operation. However, the excitation control can be used to improve the voltage at a particular bus or reduce the voltage at the particular bus by compensating for the reactive power that is available at the load. And you have to maintain all these are constraint problems. So all the maximum and minimum limits for the real and reactive power, the voltage limits, all must be maintained when it's a constrained environment. Okay, now why it is necessary to maintain the frequency constant? It is necessary to maintain the frequency constant because all the AC motors would run at constant frequency, and especially in process industries where the clocks are operating in independent time, there the frequency is to be maintained constant. And also in process industries where the operation of the various processes occur in a synchronous fashion, so this synchronous fashion depends upon basically the frequency which has to be maintained constant. Frequency also affects the amount of the power that is transmitted through the tie lines or interconnecting lines. So frequency must be maintained constant, thereby to avoid this kind of this kind of disturbances in the power system. So load frequency control basically depends on whether there is a variation in load demand. The generator must momentarily generate some real power so as to maintain the balance between the real power that is generated as well as the real power that is demanded. Primary frequency control can be substituted, can be compensated by using the using the primary frequency control, that is the inertia of the rotor which is there in the synchronous generator. So basically the kinetic energy that is stored in this inertia of the rotor will be sufficient to maintain the oscillations that are minor oscillations that are there in the load frequency. The kinetic energy is given by Ke is equal to 1 by 2 j omega square, where omega is called as the frequency which is proportional to the speed of rotation of the synchronous generator. So kinetic energy is proportional to the speed. The kinetic energy reduces, the speed decreases. Therefore, if the speed decreases, the frequency will reduce. This decrease in the frequency, the change in the frequency delta f, is sensed by the speed governing system, and it is fed back to the control where the position of the inlet valve to the prime mover, that is the steam input, either to increase or decrease the input of steam, the steam input which is connected to the generating unit. So it changes the prime mover suitably so as to balance the real power and input and output, thereby maintaining the frequency constant and nullifying the deviations in the frequency. Okay, so here you can see the governor characteristics of a single generator. So here let us see. So these are called as governor characteristics. So here on the y-axis we have taken the speed, and on the x-axis we have taken the real power generated or real power demand. So here we are taking a real power generated. So prime movers that are driving the generators that are fitted to the governors are taken as primary control elements. So speed governor changes the sense or senses the change in the speed control mechanism, thereby adjusting the steam valves, that is the input to the turbine. So here you can observe that when the load is zero, that is when the load is not there, the speed is denoted by n naught, which is called as no load speed. Now as the load is increased to its rated value, the speed is reduced from the no load value. This reduction in the speed is generally assumed to be a change in the speed or change in the frequency with the change in the load, which is generally called as speed regulation. The speed regulation must be within 2% to 6% per unit for a operating system, for a power system. So it can also be taken as no load speed minus full load speed by full load speed, or no load frequency minus full load frequency by full load frequency. Next is supplementary control. So in supplementary control, what happens is the generation is increased by increasing delta P, thereby there is a static drop in the frequency. So here you can take two units. So there is a unit which is operating at no load speed. So here the speed is n naught. Now the speed is reduced to, due to the increase in the load, it is observed that the speed is reduced to 98% at point A. That is, if the load is increased to 0.5 per unit, then the speed is reduced to 98%. Now we assume that the load is decreased to 25%. If the load is decreased to 25%, now you can see that the speed is increased to 99% at point A dash. The speed is increased to a point 99% at point A dash. But however, the frequency must be maintained constant. That means the speed must be maintained constant. So if the speed has to be maintained constant, here for this particular value of load, there must be a new operating line, there must be a new load line, such that for a particular load for 0.25 per unit, the speed must be 99%. That means it must maintain constant. So this is called as speed regulation. It is denoted by change in frequency by change in real power. This minus sign indicates that whenever there is a increase in frequency, there must be corresponding increase in the generation. Okay. Or you can say whenever the frequency will increase, a load will increase, the frequency will decrease. The units of R is hertz per unit megawatt. This type of shifting is basically called as supplementary control. So here similarly you can take, there are two units that are operated. This is one unit. There are two units here. This is unit 1 and this is the speed characteristics. This is the unit 2. This is generator 2. So rated power of generator 1 is, this is the rated frequency of generator 1 for a given load P1. Okay. Similarly, this is rated frequency for generator 2 for a given load P2. Okay. Now assume that by some means the load is increased from P1 to P dash. The load is increased from P1 to P dash. The total load is P1 plus P2. Total load is P1 plus P2. Now if the load is increased to P dash, what will happen to the frequency? The frequency will increase. Okay. The frequency, if the load is increased, so what is happening at this point? So in this curve, the frequency is decreased from rated value to F dash. But however, the frequency must be maintained constant. So thereby you have to draw a new characteristics corresponding to P1 dash and rated frequency. This is the new characteristics. Now according to the new characteristics, what is the total load? P1 dash. What is the frequency? Same as the previous rated frequency. But however, the load taken by this generator is increased from P1 to P1 dash. Okay, P1 to P dash. That is nothing but P dash, which is taken as P2 plus P1 dash. This is the increased load. Okay. Similarly for the unit 2, if there is a decrease in the load or increase in the load, correspondingly a new characteristics will come here such that it has to maintain the rated frequency. Now load frequency control. Load frequency control is also known as generation control, or it is also called as PF control, where P stands for real power, F stands for the frequency, the real power and frequency. So whenever the load in a power system is not constant and the system frequency remains at its nominal value, only when the generation between the active power generation and the active power demand, there is a balance between power generation and power demand. So during this, if there is any deviation in the frequency, which is there is any deviation in frequency, this deviation in frequency is taken as an index for mismatch, and the speed governor must accordingly regulate the input to the turbine so that the generation will increase or decrease appropriately, and thereby the deviation in the frequency will be nullified. This can also be extended to the multi-area system where two or more systems are connected by using the interconnected tie lines. Now, QV control is not a separate entity. It comes along with the PF control, but however it is an independent loop because of the mismatch in the time constants of the PF control and the QV control. QV control can be instantaneously occurred, so it can be considered as an independent control when compared with PF control. So in this control, basically the terminal voltage is sensed and appropriate DC signal is given to the field excitation, thereby the mismatch in the voltage can be justified. Okay, so here any mismatch in the load, in the reactive power at the load, will lead to the change in the voltage. So accordingly, the reactive power has to be compensated or has to be adjusted such that the voltage regulation is nullified, or changes in the voltage are taken care by the exciter. Okay, so this is the schematic of load frequency control. So here this is the PF control. Okay, so this is the valve mechanism. We'll study in detail about the speed governor and valve mechanism. And then this is the steam input. This is controlled by this speed changer setting, and then it is given to the turbine. This turbine is coupled with the generator, which generates the real power, and this frequency and real power is sensed if any deviation is there, and accordingly the PF control will adjust the steam valve input, and then the generation will be raised. So this is the ALFC loop. Similarly, there will be AVR loop. Here it can be sensed that there is a voltage sensor, and here the voltage is sensed by the comparator with the reference voltage it is sensed, and the QV control will give the corresponding reactive power input, and the voltage will be adjusted by the exciter field winding voltage will be adjusted such that the deviation in the voltage will be minimum. Thank you.